And Craig is on too?
I do not see, well, I see his
I'm here.
name. Okay, hang on, I'm functioning
his
with
name
something.
too.
Yes, I can see his face now.
Beautiful. And Jenna is not here at the moment. She left for a
No,
minute.
she is.
Nope,
She's
I'm here.
She's
I'm
here.
You're
just
back. Okay, good
largely
girl. Okay,
on
you're
mute
that was-
because of the bedtime pandemonium going on in the next room.
I hear you. Okay, not a
Okay,
problem.
so
No
you have
problem.
everyone, and you are
Everybody's
now
here?
live streaming and recording, so you're all set.
Very good. Thank you very much. I'd like to call the Little Compton Budget Committee meeting scheduled for 7 p.m. on January 11th to order. Everyone is here, all 5 members. I'd like to take a moment just to say hello to Don, because I was not here at the last meeting. Congratulations and welcome to the Budget Committee.
Thank you so much, George. Thrilled to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. I would like to salute the flag. I have a flag, but you can't see. So why don't we skip that one, number 2, and let's go to the minutes, which were sent out by Chris Goulart earlier today. Has everybody had a time to go over the minutes?
I did, and I had one small piece of input for Chris, which he may or may not have received.
Yep, I got your email.
Yep,
Yeah,
I saw it also. Right.
yeah. So you wanted to, vote abstain for the previous minutes because you weren't.
Yeah. I'm not sure I voted, but I'm not really sure. So.
I
Yeah.
understand completely. Okay.
Yep.
Are there any other corrections or?
I'll move that they be
Hearing-
approved.
Okay, is there a second?
I second that we approve them as amended.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
I
Opposed? No one.
Let,
Okay, very
let
good.
the record
They are
show that
approved.
all were in favor.
All were in favor, correct. Let's talk about the financial town meeting. Does anybody have any? I mean, once again, it was real quick. It was real quick. That means we did a good job.
Agree.
Does anybody have any questions about the financial town meeting? What happened? No?
George,
Tony, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, George. This is Chris.
Yeah.
I think it would be if it. Do we know if we're going to do it via Zoom again? I guess we don't know, or in person.
Too early. Carol?
We don't know.
Not okay. It's too early. We'll just have to wait and see.
I think if we were to do it, I guess either way. I don't think last year we had a meeting with Scott before, and I think
No, we did not. I met with Bob Mushin and Scott Morrison before the meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
No, it was helpful the year before. Especially where it was the first year Zoom, just where I think we had a meeting that was kind of just dedicated to that and what we were going to do.
Right.
I just felt that was kind of helpful.
Okay. I'm making notes. With Scott. Is there any other discussion about the financial town meeting?
Just,
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just wondering whether or not with the new regulations at the school, how they will handle us doing a financial town meeting, if they will allow it at all.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
as the policy at the school, everyone would have to be vaccinated in order to enter.
Yeah, and
That's true.
we'll have to discuss that with the school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's the policy now. And, oh boy, I don't see that policy changing. That policy as far as being vaccinated. Okay. Well, we will have to have a discussion with Scott and the town council and the school in the future here. Okay.
But the building is a town building.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm double checking because I think that the way there was a discussion when it was in the policy subcommittee about how you exempt for certain not school functions.
Right.
if they should. So I'm trying to look it up right now to see how exactly that ended up being put onto the books.
I think
Okay.
the superintendent has the ability to waive, but I just don't know what their thought process is right now.
Yeah, it's still early. It's still
Yeah.
early, so.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know they said in the meeting that one of the meetings they were discussing it, for example, like they would obviously waive it for voting, for example, and we obviously we vote there. So I don't know if this would be the same thing or some, but
Yeah, that's people going in and out. A few people stay,
Right. Yeah,
working
exactly.
working the tables.
yeah,
This would be people in there for a while. So, okay, well, we'll find out, okay, where they are now and go from there.
It does say that the policy ends in March. So
Okay.
if they didn't renew the policy, it wouldn't be relevant.
Okay, gotcha, perfect. Okay. We'll put that on a future agenda. Okay, is there anything else about the financial town meeting? Okay, let's move on to number 5. Discussion and vote for chair for the budget committee. Do I have any nominations for chair?
I would like to
Wouldn't mind
nominate
staying
George
on.
Kroll for chair.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? Okay. Nominations for George Kroll as chair. Is there a second?
Second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Christopher. Any discussion? Are there any other nominations?
You know what happens when you do a good job, George.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Get to keep it.
Keep trying, but I can't, I know it's a lot easier now that we have a town administrator that does a lot of the work, and the person that puts the budget committee report and makes us all look good is handling this Zoom meeting, Carol Wardell. She's the one that does it all, so I couldn't do it without him. I mean that too. Okay, hearing no other nominations, and vote, George Kroll, yay or nay?
Yay.
That's a
Yay.
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 Okay, is that unanimous? Thank you
Yes,
very
it
much.
was.
I appreciate that. And now, discussion and vote for our clerk. I would like to make the motion to keep Christopher Goulart as our clerk.
I will second that.
There's a second. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, any discussion?
I'm happy. I'm happy to keep doing it if if it's the one thing I talked with George the other day is if we do end up getting off of Zoom, I'd like to be able to either with my phone or somehow sort of record the meetings if that's possible, just because it has made it so much easier. I didn't realize how much easier it would make it doing the.
I did talk.
So if we can.
To Carol about that. I talked to Carol about that. As long as the budget committee goes along with it, it's fine. I have no problem with it personally.
Okay.
You also have the option, Chris, of coming in and I can show you how to use the sound upstairs.
Okay.
And if you set it up, you can live stream your meeting and it's recorded. And so
Okay.
on YouTube and you can access it anytime.
Sure. I mean, I'm fine with doing that if everyone else is.
I am. I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm
All
fine.
right, well, so when you have a moment, you can come in and I'll show you what you need to do.
Okay, definitely. Thank you, Carol.
You're welcome.
Okay, there's no other nominations for clerk. So I would like to call for a vote for Christopher Goulart as clerk. I say yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
It's unanimous.
Unanimous.
It's unanimous. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Now, let's go over our tentative timeline. I sat down with Tony several weeks ago, and we've gone over this a few times now. It was all sent to you, the timeline for the fiscal year 23. Everybody have a copy of it?
Yeah.
Everybody's got it?
They're all shaking their heads, yes.
Everybody's shaking their heads yes. Tony?
You're
Are you there?
Tony.
Yes, I
There you
am.
go. Hey, Tony. Yep. So everybody's got a copy of the budget timeline. Okay, and one of the things on this timeline is consider authorizing the town administrator to create a capital budget. So I would like to make a motion of that effect for you to create a capital budget for us.
I'll move
Does
it.
everybody else agree with me?
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Tony,
Yes.
let's go over the timeline. When do you think we'll have our budget books?
You should have your budget books by, I would say by the middle of February.
Okay, okay. So that's when you're gonna have all the inputs from everybody, the department heads?
Correct, yes.
Okay, okay. Very good. And at
It
the
hasn't-
same
It hasn't
time,
been easy due to some of the issues that we've had with COVID, so we're working through that.
okay, good. Okay, good. Carol, I can't even ask you this. Is your salary recommendation, is that on the council's agenda for sometime? And have you seen that on the agenda yet?
I do have it to be discussed by the council. I think I put it on next week's meeting agenda.
Beautiful. Okay. I just want to make sure it's there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you.
I-
Thank you.
I did.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Going over this, remember years ago, everybody, we had to sit down with the department heads. We had to compile a lot of this ourselves. Since Tony's been there, he has nice books we put together by department, by line item, and it's really easy to track what we're doing last year, this year, where the increases are. He does all that work, a lot of that work, and that helps us. Once we get that book, then we can really start going over things. We can't do a heck of a lot until that time. Okay? So you look down here, town clerk public hearing, and the town meeting now, Carol, is when?
We haven't voted it yet.
Oh, that's right. It was supposed to be on this past week. It was
Yeah,
supposed to be on last week. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Tentatively May.
And tentatively May 17th.
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay. And they'll vote that at the next council meeting next week.
It is on the agenda, yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much. Is there anything other discussion on our timeline as of right now?
The public hearing, the date prior, meeting with the town clerk, it just says April 2022. Would that be the 19th? So we would meet the 5th, the 19th, and the 26th?
Yeah, somewhere around there, Jenna, at this point. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You won't know a definitive date until you know what the town meeting date is, because it's so many days before.
We'll back it up and meet with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else on the timeline?
Yeah, Carol, is the April 26th public hearing, is that set in stone or is that?
No, not until we know for sure what the date is for the town meeting.
Okay.
No less than a certain number of days and no more than a certain number of days.
Right.
Okay, so after the 5th is the last solid date, and then the rest of them are sort of squishy.
Yeah, until the town meeting's set next week.
Okay.
Right.
Great.
Okay.
George, if it stays on the 26th, I'll be unavailable. But yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, we'll talk about that later, okay?
Okay, yep,
That's still, we'll see what we can do about that.
Yep.
So many, like Carol said, it's so many days, we have a window, we have to have that in.
Mm-hmm.
So by charter, so we'll go over that. Tony, would you like to explain, usually our audit is, well, usually has to be done by the December 31st.
That's correct.
Tony, yes, could you tell everybody where we are on the audit?
We've actually had to ask for an extension due to the fact that we having a problem with the pension. The pension group has not provided the information that's necessary for the audit. So that's been a hold up.
These are the
That's
actuaries,
a
right?
big piece
Yeah,
at this point.
okay. Is it, you're
So
gonna have
we
them by,
had asked, George, if I may,
yeah,
okay.
Yep.
We had asked the state for an extension and it's due by January 31st.
are we gonna make it?
We should, because right now the pension committee finally is moving some numbers for us.
Okay, good, okay. Okay, then, okay, so it's
The
gonna be a while.
actuary has provided the numbers. The actuary has provided the reports. So we'll
Hi,
need,
Bob.
the auditors need to look at that.
Beautiful, okay, perfect. Thanks, Bob. Thank you very much. We already asked the town administrator to give us a capital plan. I did forget to put down on this agenda, and I apologize, a general budget discussion. I guess we're gonna go with a tentative timeline. In the timeline, a member of our community asked me last year, and I did forget, we had done it several years earlier, but to publish all the W-2s of all the town employees. We've done it twice in the past. And it's something I would like to do. The W-2s, and what it is basically is in all their the healthcare, what the cost of that employee is to the town.
Fully burdened.
Fully burdened. And I'd like to do that. And we can do that. We can probably start doing that in the next month or so. But please. just
George, I'm a
keep
little
that-
confused.
Go ahead.
You don't actually publish the W-2s. You
No,
just
we-
publish the salary and benefits information, right? Okay,
But the information, the actual salary comes off the W-2.
okay, all right,
It comes off the W-2, and then we put the, healthcare, whatever that cost is in there, right?
okay.
Like we've done it twice, but not in quite a while. And people like to see that. That's all. Public information. What else? Blah, 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 blah. So anything else? Anybody else would like to bring up at this time?
George,
Yes.
if I may, going back on the W-2s,
Yep.
that's going to be a conversation that you and I will have to have with Joe, the
Yep.
finance director, to be sure that we're
Yep.
on the same page as to what information is being provided and published.
I will pull out the other two reports that I did years ago and show you exactly how we did them. Okay?
Okay.
And put them together. So it's a lot of work, but people like to see them. And I've been asked by a member of this town last year, and I said, "Oh, forgot about it," and I apologize.
And it's been 3 years.
It's been how many years?
3 years at least.
Oh, I think it's been like 8 years, 10 years. It's been a long time, Craig.
What?
Long time. I'll pull them
Really?
out though. See.
Where have I
Yeah.
been?
It's been a long time. Flies when we're having fun. Surviving COVID. Okay. Is there anything else before we set our next meeting, which is the 15th of February? Is everybody around then?
I will be absent for that meeting.
It's all in?
George, may I ask one question?
Yes.
According to
Oh,
your
good.
timeline, when is the budget sort of put to bed? To go
So Don, what we'll do is once we get the books, okay, which will be around the 15th of February.
Yep.
That's going to be from the department heads.
Right.
Okay. We have to wait until March 1st until we get start getting public strokes in.
So But
Requests.
putting it to bed, as Don asked, would be the meeting with the town clerk. That's the 19th-ish.
To bed's going to be in April, very beginning of April. We have to meet with people before that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So-
I'm just trying,
Yep.
so, it is quote finished before we meet with the town clerk, or?
No, it will be,
When you have your final public hearing,
yeah, right.
that's when you vote your final numbers. That's what the hearing's for.
We've always had a problem with timing because of getting it printed, which takes several days. First of all, Carol has to Carol's the one that's putting it all together. She's the one that's putting it all together. And as we approve things, then she puts it together. And then if she sends it off to the printer electronically, he gets it. He does it really quick and gives us a proof. And then we look over it the best we can. 2 or 3 of us will really go over it. And then they print it. And then it goes to direct mail marketing in Middletown. And they've been really quick too. It's been like 2 days, and then it's back over here to the post office here to be mailed. So I mean, the last year was pretty good. We've had conversations with the Charter Review Commission, because we would really like to. I'd really like to have that. It would be nice if we even had that for a public hearing, or somebody actually has that, so they can come to the public hearing and see what we've looked at as a report. And it just takes time to print things and get them out, get them mailed. So
Well, I guess what I was referring to more than
Yep.
the preparation of the public dissemination was, when is our work done to create the budget? Is that any clearer?
Not yet. No, I mean it's clearer to me, but it's not going to be clear until we get down the road a piece.
No.
Once we got to get down the road a piece. I can't give you a date right now.
I'm just interested, what is the purpose of the meeting with the town clerk on April 19th?
Well, that's in April. We're just we just go over everything. We're going to go over everything.
Basically, the meeting that you may have on the 19th is to
Right.
get what you consider your preliminary numbers of what you plan on voting.
Okay, fine.
Correct.
I could put that into the report that I'm building for you and
Yeah.
have it prepared enough for somebody to have it in print as a draft at
Yeah.
the public hearing.
Okay, that's
And then
perfect.
at the public hearing, there's a final vote of what you want for final recommendations.
Of course.
Right.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Carol, when Carol does it, she'll load the line items in, and it'll be the requested amount, and then to the right there's another column, the recommended amount. That's after the budget committee votes. Right, Carol?
Yes.
Okay. So that'll, Don, that'll get closer. When we get closer to that date, we'll have it all figured out.
Yep, I understand.
Okay. Is
George,
there anything else?
George, this is Chris. I have a question.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when in years when we're unable to get the book to people before the public hearing, what is that mostly for? Is it printing? Is it time for Carol to get it all together? What's
No, Carol's got it together real quick, because she's already loading stuff in the computer when she has all the line items, and then she has the numbers, and then it's just we vote, and then if it's recommended this amount, fine. If it's not, we change something. So that goes through really, really fast within a day. It is going to the printer, and the printer has been seriously like 3 to 4 days, and that's really fast to do this report.
right.
And then direct mail marketing has been a couple of days. The problem is when it gets to the post office. It gets to the post office, and sometimes it is 5 days, 6 days. It sits there, and there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing. So the sooner we get it there, the better. Years
Yeah,
ago.
so I guess that's what I'm wondering. Is there anything we can do in the process to kind of get it out quicker?
Not really. My goal is to get it out as fast as possible. It's always been that. I mean, years ago when there was before the school put their report inside our budget report, when they mailed their own, and then so they had a huge mailing also. At that same time, we had a mailing. It was like who got there first. So I mean, there's not, as there's not a lot of mail these days.
Right.
So perhaps, it'll come out real quick. But
I have to say that the budget report last year was in people's hands before the financial town meeting. That it was pulled off very well. We were down to the very last day that we could possibly do it, but the post office did mail it for us right away.
Yep.
You never have that budget committee report, though, in the people's hands for the public hearing.
Nope.
The had was when you guys mailed out an informational letter of preliminary numbers.
Right, just
And
numbers.
that just gave grand totals for each budget. It didn't give any details, but it gave them an idea of what the full budget was, and that was mailed out before you had your public hearing.
Right.
And
And
that
if-
was the requested amounts.
If we did have if the public hearing ends up being in person again, we would have hard copies there though for people, right, to look over?
We could, yes, we could do that, yes.
Of preliminary numbers,
Yes,
Okay.
a preliminary, correct.
yeah, because you would not have voted yet on what
Right,
you're.
because it's before the hearing. But yeah, something for the
Right.
people to look at anyway. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd have a whole report for them to look at, correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All 5 people that show up.
Right, I know.
Yeah, all the public that shows up.
Yeah, I was on Tiverton's town council meeting the other night, and they were talking about how contentious the financial town meetings always are and whatever. And I was like, oh, we would like people to, come in greater numbers to the hearings and the financial town meeting.
They are brutal up there, absolutely brutal. It's amazing. It is amazing. But let's see. Is there anything else?
George, I have a question for Tony.
Yes. Yep.
Tony, since the audit was delayed, is there any chance I can get a copy of the management letter?
The management letter?
Yeah,
We don't have it yet.
we don't have it yet. Oh,
Not
okay.
yet, no.
They're waiting on the pension folks before they can do boy, that's
Process.
amazing. Yeah, we're mid-January already.
Which he said that they have them now, the pension numbers, right?
The pension number.
Now
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
correct.
matter of actually doing what they need to do with it.
Right,
Right.
but they will not provide that prior to, that's part of the packet.
Okay, gotcha.
Could I get a copy of the management letter as soon as it's available?
As soon as it's available, yes,
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Perfect.
no problem.
Perfect.
Now, when is your
Okay.
next meeting?
February 15th.
Okay. For some reason, I had you written down on the 8th, but it's the 15th?
15th.
Okay.
Okay, and you said that perhaps we might have that salary from the council recommendation.
You should have the recommendation. Yes, actually, you're supposed to technically give me that by the February 1st, but that's not gonna happen now. Yeah. Next Thursday, you'll have a recommendation from the council of some sort, hopefully. And the only way that you'd be able to pull off to give me what your recommendation is, you had another meeting between now and February 1st. Because that's when you're supposed to give it to me by.
Yeah, no, I know. Wish the council had met last week. Okay. Well, if we have to have a meeting, we can have a meeting. Okay, I'll get together with you tomorrow, Carol. Okay, I want to see what's
Okay.
available. Okay,
Mhm.
and see if we can get that. 'Cause we're not going to have the council's not going to vote on this till the 20th.
Next Thursday.
The 20th, so that'll give. Okay, so we'll have 8 days to get.
So,
Okay.
I mean, hypothetically speaking, if you want to stay with Tuesdays, you could do something on the 25th
25th.
of January.
How's everybody on the 25th of January? 7 o'clock. quick
Fine for
meeting.
me.
Yeah, I can
mine-
do that.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right.
So when the council gets that to us the end of next week, we will have a discussion. Okay, about
Okay.
the town clerk's salary recommendation. And this is something, Don, that is, we don't have any metrics to actually gauge anything. Okay. We know what Carol does. She does an awful lot, including Zooms now. But nobody's ever given us a guideline on the budget committee to come up.
So
We're
just so,
supposed to do elected officials, and she's the only elected official now. Okay?
so just so I understand.
Yep.
Is it because the budget committee recommends her salary, or is it because she is the only one of this ilk in the town? I'm not quite sure why it's only the town clerk we're worried about at this point.
Well, it used to be the town treasurer and tax collector
Treasurer.
also. And that's no longer an elected position.
I
So the
understand.
last,
Okay.
last elected position in the charter is, and this is what we have to do. So the town council gives us where they're coming from. And then we talk about it and come up with a number. Then we vote on it, and then we send it to Carol.
Okay.
Right, Carol?
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Very clear.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Anything else? Anybody? So we will meet, Christopher, I'll get to you tomorrow on the 25th, okay? We'll get an agenda together.
Okay, sounds good.
Is that okay with you? Is that okay with
So-
everybody?
So the 15th is off.
No, we're talking about the 25th of this month.
And
Oh, okay.
your 15th will still be on for your full slate of agenda items. And then
Right, we're just not, the salary recommendation is gonna be on the 25th,
Right.
okay? And I'll have other things too, but that's gotta be on there. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Motion to adjourn.
I'll move
Seconded.
it.
All in
All in
favor?
favor?
Everybody's out of here. Everybody stay warm. Stay warm. Thank you, Carol.
It's cold.
So wait a minute. Carol, how many meetings have you done?
This is your third today,
Overall,
right?
This is the third for today, but I didn't count the other ones before.
See that? Here we go.
Third for today.
And this is on through what, February 4th or 5th? right
February
now?
4th, unless it's extended, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they always execute those orders on a 30-day window, so we'll see.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, hopefully we're hitting the peak of it and we'll be going down quick here.
Yep.
Okay. Well, everybody stay healthy. Christopher, Carol, I'll see you tomorrow, and